So I was having a conversation with somebody the other day about discernment and intuition, right? And they were asking questions like, there's so many voices out there now. How do I know who to trust? Or how do I know really what to do with my life or what philosophy I should be following? So I said, well, I've found two things in my experience. One is that I ultimately want to be able to trust myself, right? My instincts or my intuition or my gut or whatever we want to call it. And two, if and when I can't trust those things, it just means that something's in the way. I've been fortunate to have a couple really good teachers and mentors in my life who, instead of giving me advice or telling me, what to believe, have said, let's get to that thing that's in the way and remove it so that you can come back into that deep sense of self-trust. There's a great quote that says, the best way to lead people is to let them find their own way. And that's what these two guys did with me, right? They helped me subtract what was false in me so that I was left with what's true. I call them subtractors. And if there's anybody that I listen to or that I recommend that other people give a chance, it's going to be the subtractors. Because the alternative is trusting the adders, right? And the adders being people that add beliefs, philosophies, worldviews, identities, diagnoses, in an attempt to help you solve your problems or end your suffering. But here is the problem with that. The thing that I mentioned earlier that's in the way of our ability to trust ourselves and know what to do in our lives is a mass of beliefs, philosophies, worldviews, identities, and diagnoses, right? That serves a very specific purpose. One, to keep us from having to acknowledge, feel, or express the emotions that have been buried inside of us since childhood. And two, to keep us connected to other people with the same or similar beliefs, philosophies, worldviews, identities, and diagnoses, yeah? So to keep us safe and to get us love. And this is why we repeat over and over again in KI that it's safer to believe things and suffer and doubt ourselves than it is to feel and express what's true, which is to say, than it is to come out of emotional repression. That's what causes our suffering, right? What needs to be subtracted is the buried emotions that are in the body and the beliefs, philosophies, worldviews, identities, and diagnoses that keep them and us repressed. People make a big deal out of, question authority or, don't trust everything you hear or read. But it's funny because it's like, if you're suffering and can't trust other people, you're already believing things that you've read or have been told by authority. This means the only people who are terrified of being brainwashed are people who already are. You already have a conditioned belief system that's causing you to suffer and not trust yourself and other people. And it doesn't want competition. So start at home, right? Question your own authority, which means question your own beliefs, philosophies, worldviews, identities, and diagnoses, so that you can come out of emotional repression and into self-trust again. Be your own subtractor. And when it comes to listening to other people, consider the source. Even me, am I offering you these ideas in order to add to your beliefs, suffering, and repression? Or am I inviting you to question them and subtract them from your experience? I mean, I know what I'm doing, but you've got to be the one to say. If you decide on subtraction and you'd like to learn how to do that skillfully, visit repressiontest.com.